Are you excited, Carrie?
Yeah, this is fun. They actually get to see us instead of just hear our voices.
Yeah, I don't
connect.
know if that's good for me, though.
That's great for you.
No,
Come on. You are a great-looking human.
Oh, stop it. That's not good for me.
That's 100% good for you. It's the best for you, in fact.
Well, it's probably better because, they don't have to hear my voice. They can actually put a
face to it.
Yeah, because I don't have your voice.
I mean, you've got your own voice, and that's what's unique about you.
I like your voice.
Your voice is just as good.
No.
You have so much input into this podcast that works for you.
Okay. This is getting awkward.
It's not getting awkward. You deserve praise,
Stop.
Coach Blue.
Okay.
Yep.
Are we ready for
we are here for affirmations for Coach Blue.
Okay.
That's going to be the theme of this episode.
Okay.
Good morning. Welcome to right outside Buzzy's Plaza for today. We have video for the first time. Carrick Jackson, Coach Blue, of course, to my left here on the Around the Hive podcast, presented as always by the Shenandoah Red Team. We're outside. This is a new feeling.
We are outside, as the kids say.
Yeah, we are trying something new now for the fall. And we got our first guest that's going to join us today. But first, we have a lot to talk about. It's been a while since we've done this. Obviously, our fall competition has started. Men's soccer, women's soccer have played quite a few games at Shentel. Men's soccer, currently, when this is recorded, 4-1-1 on the season, just coming off of a good victory against Stevenson.
Yeah.
And women's soccer coming up, they are, I believe, 3-2 this season so far. Played at Misericordia last, and they're going to have another game coming up against Gettysburg this weekend.
Is that at home?
That'll be a home game,
Home game,
Yep. Right here at Shentel Stadium. This is in front of us with where we're looking. Volleyball having a pretty fair start to their season. They won all 4 of their home matches to start off the year, and then
it was big
went
time.
1-3 down in Texas as well, so they're up a little bit. Cross country off to a sort of paced start, I guess. They haven't run as full as I think that coach wants them to, but I think he's kind of leading them into what's going to be their second home event coming up soon. Football won their first match or their first game of the year at Methodist, and everything's just off and running.
Yeah, we're in full swing. It is amazing to think that the summer has flown by and we are back on campus, and just seeing everybody is great because, during the summer it can get a little, I love seeing you, Carrick.
Of course.
It gets a little, the days are just, a little shorter, but longer because there's more daylight.
Right,
but I do get a little sad now that it's getting a little darker. It's getting a little colder. But everyone's back and sports are back. So.
Colder for you means basketball season's coming.
Yeah, that's good. Coughing and sneezing and everything else. I'm not excited about that.
Can't have too many colds, hopefully. Got to avoid that as much as you can.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Just fist bumps all year.
There you go.
You still get me with the dap up, though.
Yeah.
So
sometimes they just have to.
It's got to, turn. It's a quick one.
Just sneak away a little bit.
Yeah, just don't touch me. Don't touch me yet. No need to do that.
Definitely. Joining us for the first episode today is our Associate Athletic Director and our Director of Athletic Communications, Mr. Matt Milich.
I was trying to do a drum roll, but I couldn't do one.
Yeah, we'll clap it for him anyway.
Wow, the man himself.
There he is.
Morning. Thank you.
The man
First
himself.
one on the video. How do you feel?
Feel honored. I'm just happy that anytime Coach Blue remembers my name,
Oh my!
that I could be invited out. So very, very exciting. It's been a great podcast so far, and so I'm thrilled to be here to be a part of the first video one.
Yeah, and
sorry to the people that this is the mug that you have to look at, and
it's a great mug. Come on, now.
They're excited, honestly.
They're excited
to see that beard. That's.
We're changing up a little bit this year. I think we're going to keep the beard short. We got a little out of control last year. Didn't shave until after outdoor track was done at Nationals, but I think we're going to keep it a little under control.
For reference, last year Matt said that he wasn't going to shave his beard until one of our teams won an ODAC title.
Or the end of the year.
Whichever came first. And unfortunately, the end of the year came first. We weren't able to win one as close as we were a couple times, but I think keeping it short really suits you.
I know my wife cares for it. It's tough because when I go full beard, then I go drastic, either completely off or just mustache, and My wife does not care for either one of those, so I said, here's your options. It's ridiculous beard or creepy mustache. So
how'd she feel about the handlebars for your media day photo last year? Not a fan?
Creepy.
Yeah, that I will say that is creepy.
What do you think of that when you saw it?
That is creepy.
Yeah, it was.
Never do that one. Take that one. Take that one. Throw that away. Just never do that one again. But
I can't be blessed with the hair that the two
well,
of you have.
Hey, there's not a lot over here. But I will say, I want the goatee. That's all I want. I just want the connection right here. If I can get that, everything else can go. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I need.
It's the hard hitting.
I seem to be the middle between you two here.
Yeah.
Not just by sitting, but
just everything.
Hair.
It's a hairy guy. It's a hairy guy.
So now we have you in your second year. Obviously, you've got one full one under your belt, so assumably so a little bit more comfortable in your role. So let's talk about how your first year went and then some things that you're looking forward to now that we've begun year two.
Yeah, year one was definitely a whirlwind. Didn't quite know what to expect coming in. It was the first time, having the role of Director of Athletic Communications. It's only ever been on an interim basis, and I made that very clear throughout the interview process. And the situation I was coming from, I was at a school up in Pennsylvania, and broke on Twitter that the school got bought out and was closing. And Dr. Lyons reached out, and I was wanted to go through the interview process and see what that looked like and how we could make it work. And after talking with my family and some friends in the industry, just we thought it would be, this is a better situation than anything that would have happened last year at Cabrini, just with the uncertainty of closing. I mean, just over the summer, the women's basketball team folded, women's volleyball folded. So, not every sport played there last year. So there's just like a lot of uncertainty. So it was late in the summer when I got down here. I didn't officially start until the middle of August, and then football was already back, I think, by the time I got here.
Yeah.
And then we just started, and it was a great, a very big learning curve. And that second weekend, we hosted a 2-court, 2-day volleyball tournament and a men's and women's 2-day over the course of the weekend soccer tournament with a random field hockey game also mixed in there. And that was...
It's quite the opening weekend.
Quite, yeah. And, respectfully, there was many times where I was like, well, this is it. Virginia was great. I'm going back to Pennsylvania. We're not even going to make it out of September. But that weekend, I thought was quickly showed me where we were lacking, what I still needed to grow and improve on, and how what it looks like to now take over for somebody who was here for 30 plus years. So. As you said, definitely got more comfortable as the year went on. I thought we made some good strides. I thought we did some good things, and we're excited for year two. We got a lot of things coming up, and I think we're already doing things better. And it's just excited. Teams are getting better, so obviously that makes it a lot more fun too.
Yeah, definitely. And this year, obviously, we also have a new athletic director, so it's almost like an entirely new year one, I feel like, for almost the entire department. Because obviously, like myself, you, Matt McIntosh, who's also kind of chilling back there, kind of just like, now that we've all kind of grown comfortable with one another, now we kind of have to do it again with a new leader at the top. So to talk about your thoughts with having a new athletic director in just your second year, and again, some things that you're looking forward to for this year. Deshaun,
it was the absolute right choice. I think he's done a fantastic job in his short tenure. I I strongly dislike because we've always done it this way. This is what we're doing, and I felt like, even though that was my message and how I felt about things, there was a lot of things that we still fell into just because we've always done that.
Right.
And anytime there's a leadership change, it's like, okay, now is the appropriate time to do it, because it's completely different. But I mean, this year is actually the year where we're changing things.
Right.
I don't know. I can't speak highly enough of Deshaun. I'm excited to work with him. We meet once a week for our scheduled check-in, but we meet every day because we're just always bouncing ideas off of each other. And I'll never speak ill of Dr. Lyons, but what I did love about her as an AD, we weren't micromanaged, and not that Deshaun is micromanaging, but he's definitely giving us the freedom to be able to make decisions, and he trusts the people that he's put in place to make those decisions and carry out with them.
Yeah, definitely. I think he just really has empowered all of us to want to put out the best product for our athletes, as that's what our job should be. Any other comments from you, Coach
I
Blue?
want to same for you. I mean, you've implemented a ton of things so far. Can you talk about how that's going?
I mean, like, my situation, I feel like was a little bit different. This was a brand new position for me.
Sure.
So I pretty much got to make it whatever I wanted it to be, is pretty much what they told me in my interview process. And that's essentially all that I've wanted to do. And I think that, obviously, like Matt said, like Dr. Lyons never micromanaged. I mean, I still ran a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do by her because I appreciated the approval of, the athletic director. And I did the same thing with Deshaun. Like, he was the first one to see the first episode of Sting Zone, which is brand new this year. He was the first one to see, like, the digital program. Same with Dr. Lyons last year. She was one of the first people to see the programs. And I just feel like having that support of the athletic director was just always huge for my position, especially.
Yeah, you need support.
And if I may speak my truth, Carrick, you and your position were a large part of the reason why, that sold taking this job, not having to worry about social media or, videos and graphics and all that. That's not my strong suit, and I'm glad that that's something that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And it's, we're 22 sports. We're looking to add more sports. Right now, it's just Matt and I, as assistant director of communications. That's not enough people. And if taking on, I've never worked at a football school before, so having football was something that was different. If having to do all the work with 22 sports and then have to worry about attempting to put out graphics, videos,
different content,
social media content like that, I would have said no thank you. So it's you and your position kind of pushed it over the edge of we'll give this a shot.
Yeah, so you're getting your flowers too today, big guy. Getting your flowers too. What you say? All about affirmations?
Always about affirmations.
No, you're killing it. And I don't know when you think of these things, or you just while you're asleep, or you wake
whenever
up
I'm bored.
He's coming with an idea. Start thinking of ways to. But you do the best job of showcasing our student athletes.
I appreciate that, and that's all I want to do is just showcase them in the brightest light.
That's what it's about. Because I think so many times in positions, especially director or coach or whatever, the pride of the ego thing comes in, that it's about me, but it is. I have to constantly remind myself that it is about the Davids of the world. But so communications. I have several questions for you, but we're gonna when we get to that point. I'm an English major, and I stopped reading the dictionary a long time ago, which I'm not happy about it.
You read the dictionary?
Yeah, I used to just try to add new words to my bag. You like that?
Interesting.
That was
like
the
that.
best word that you can come up
You
with.
like that? I'm just trying to relate to our audience.
Arsenal.
So I always think like the best. You are the not. You are the face, but you are the voice. You are the dialect of our department. How about that? And the words that you portray on the paper or at a press conference or a podcast kind of represent our department. So how much pride do you take in that, and how hard is that?
Yeah, it's well, definitely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
First of all, thank you. That's a great point. I don't do anything I do. I don't do for. I'm not looking for affirmation.
Sure.
I've always kind of approached like game days if I'm on PA or whatever in writing. Like I try not to be noticed because I'm not trying to take anything away from what students are doing out on the field or the court. So I mean, I want my goal and my why is always to be to help coaches and help shine the spotlight on student athletes. So I'm not looking for any affirmations, but on the other hand, pride could be is a tough thing because then sometimes pride leads to ego.
Yeah.
So again, like I'm trying to keep myself just like level-headed and just keep in check of what the ultimate goal is, and that is to be supporting our student athletes. Writing is tough for me at times.
Yeah.
In a generation where the SID world has changed, so the websites are not what they once were. I don't know necessarily how much either people read all of the game recaps or whatnot. I mean, like I still do. Like I'll check them and I'll check kind of like what the other SIDs wrote about the game and wanted to see what they view on it. I don't know if the kids and the youth are necessarily bought in. I think their parents on Facebook are very active and have
definitely
have strong opinions. So it's that fine line of like how much time do I take recapping a game when ultimately I know that's not going to get the views that a post-game graphic. So that's just kind of like where I struggle. So obviously like I try to put out the best I can. I try to highlight as many accomplishments during a game to get kids' names highlighted in the release so that we're getting attacked by lanternflies. That's your feet.
That was big. It's like a bee.
It's attacking you a little bit.
It's like a bee.
Smell good. Yeah, so I want the athletes to get the recognition. I want their names to be out there. What's great about the South is we have a lot more media presence that cares about collegiate athletics. So, working with other regional and sometimes in cases national media outlets to get Shenandoah and to get our kids out there has been a lot more fun, than I ever anticipated.
Yeah, I mean, so recently we were featured in a NFL commercial. Yeah. Now I can't say I was happy that you didn't tell me that was going to happen. I know you.
I tried to get down to Florida. They didn't have the budget for me.
They didn't have the budget for you.
They get me a discounted hotel room at the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
So that must have been like a kind of unbelievable experience because I'm sure again you had to deal with a lot of our communications and how that's rolling. I don't know if you had anything to do with the rollout of that, but there were a lot of people that were shocked. But that was obviously huge for our prestige, and I understand Haley's position as she's taken that with so much grace, and she's been very humble about it, as she always is. how's that experience been for your side?
Last year, at least in September after we played Juniata, that was that weekend was wild. I never
very much so.
Yeah, I never knew that NBC, CBS, BBC, the Kelly Clarkson Show.
There we go.
Fox News,
Washington Post.
I've been in touch with the Washington Post, but yeah, I mean, but. Like,
okay, all right, Mr. Humble over there.
Humble brag. Me and the Washington Post are pretty close. How all those people got my cell phone number?
All right, fly is freaking me out.
Were reaching out, and
kill it.
Oh boy.
The initially before Haley got representation and joined not a media team, her team got her team established. I just tried to. I would run everything. Anyone that reached out to me, I would run it past her, and we would kind of discuss. Yes, I want to do this. No, I don't want to do this. And either we'd accept or move on. As the year went on, and media requests and other requests were coming in for her, she moved and signed with Jaster Creative, I believe they're called, and so that kind of made my life
a
little easier, because if they reached out to me, then I just reached out to them, so I had a little less to do involved with anything as the year went on. But I mean that football commercial was
get it. Oh,
that was a nasty one.
I mean, when the NFL calls and says we want Shenandoah to feature Shenandoah in the national welcome back NFL football. Yep, we'll whatever we need to do.
Whatever we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because biasly, you are a football guy. Yikes! He almost said yes.
It's a great day to be a horse.
Well, I mean, come on, it's
there
NFL.
You go.
You love the NFL.
I like the NFL. Yeah.
You love the NFL. Well, we're all not me, but you all are all a part of her story.
Right.
So without that recognition or without that picture, it's hard. That's why the days of social media is okay. Well, there's video now.
Yeah.
We can see it.
Yeah.
So if you can't believe. Like, I don't know, is there still video of Will Chamberlain without 100 points? They say there is. No one knows. It's just that picture of 100.
I'm starting to doubt if he did it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
starting to doubt if he did
him dunk on people and,
I mean, they've got videos from, like, the 1904 Olympics.
In color, too.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were going to say 1904 Olympics. I thought you were going to say something else. So maybe not in color.
A little bit. Maybe brown tones.
Maybe a little brown tones.
It's just wild that, like 1950 when we were just all living in black and white.
Yeah,
it's crazy how far we've come.
But when I see like the pictures of MLK, in color,
completely off topic. That's what we do on here on the Hive podcast.
but seeing pictures of MLK in color is pretty cool though. Like when you've never seen it, you're like, oh, or like Malcolm X. I'm like, what?
And now, I mean, today's age, we do have the ability to edit photos like that and put black and white photos into color.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
What do you call that, David? You call that catfish? I mean, the Photoshop and the editing of these pictures now is a little...
Some people take it too far.
Yeah, it's a little too much.
Some people. Not everybody.
Yeah. We won't go into this topic. But it's a little too much. So, okay. So you went through that. So you talked about you feel very much more comfortable. I will say you look very comfortable. I mean, you are a great leader. I will say that as well. I feel like you give everyone around you confidence. When you come into office, I definitely feel confident that you know what you're doing, but that you're also, again, like you said, trying to showcase our student athletes. You want to get statistics right. And you are a big numbers guy. So we're going to get into that in a minute. But you want to make sure the numbers are right. But I think it also helps that you really understand the game. Our game, field hockey, football, soccer. I mean, you understand every game. So I want to go back to your love of sports. When did that like really start for you?
From small. I mean,
Wee lad.
Small.
Yeah, wee lad. Started playing soccer in first grade, and that was only because.
Come on.
What?
I thought you were gonna say only because something. Go ahead.
Because we couldn't start playing football until second grade.
Okay.
What do you think he was gonna say?
No, I just thought he was gonna say like I wasn't good at it, so but I played it.
Come on, man.
You were
Jumping
good
the
at
gun there.
I've told you and Coach Doyle, I'm a good bad athlete. I do enough things well that like, I'm not going to embarrass myself
Okay.
a ton.
Not gonna ruin the game.
I'm not going to ruin the game,
Good.
but
That's all we
You're
want.
also not like the star player.
No.
Right?
we
Yeah.
don't-
You're.
no. We're big assist guy. Oh yeah,
You played your role. Played your role.
We over me.
Yeah, it's just first grade started with soccer, and then football and baseball, and then eventually moved into hockey as well. Played baseball in college, and it's just sports have always come easily, and being able to watch not even teams that I root for, just to sit down and just watching sports is I've found that more interesting. I've never seen Star Wars, never seen Lord of the Rings, so any of that like sci-fi, I think those movies are popular, but I'm just not interested. Give me mindless comedy and sports, and I'm happy.
So no Harry Potter.
Never seen it.
It's disrespectful. That's really disrespectful.
You're a wizard, Harry. That's all I know.
We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch.
Refuse. So boring.
It's not boring.
Oh, it's boring.
Eric, have you watched Harry Potter?
I have seen Harry Potter.
Have you seen all of them?
I've seen all of them.
Okay, it's not boring, right? Please tell him. Tell him.
It's fair. I'm not gonna like go out of my way to watch them again.
When we were in college on
But, like,
snow days.
Oh my!
I mean, like if it's
so disrespectful.
if it's on like and it's one of the better ones, like I'll tune in.
When we were in college,
I'm gonna have to make some changes.
when we had snow days. My roommates would be like, "Let's watch the Lord of the Rings extended trilogy."
Yeah, no.
And I'd be like, "Well, see you in 12 hours. I'm gonna go play out in the snow."
Yeah. Notice I didn't say Lord of the Rings. I was forced to watch that. I said Harry Potter.
Lord of the Rings isn't bad.
I mean, so is it better than Harry Potter?
I won't open up that can of worms.
Anyway, I love sports.
Okay, so you have this interesting love for the Giants. Now you are a PA
Kind
guy.
of aggressive.
From what I remember. So, talk about the PA teams that you like, and then we can figure out why the heck you like the Giants.
According to Philadelphia Sports Radio, I'm a 3-for-4 guy. So
Okay.
It's the Phillies, Flyers, and Sixers, and then the Union as well. But MLS hasn't been incorporated. It's 5-for-5, but it's so the sports radio term is 4-for-4. So I'm a 3-for-4. Not an Eagles fan. Giants it's been rough.
It's been awful.
And it was great watching Saquon Barkley, sign with the Eagles and then score 3 touchdowns in the
Just what he
opening
does.
game, and watch the Giants lose to Sam Darnold, who just hasn't gotten a fair shake in the other 4 teams that he's been on.
I've seen some great memes about Daniel Jones that we can't talk about on pod.
Fans were waiting outside the stadium in the parking lot to boo him.
Yeah,
after the
I would
game
have too.
and called him Danny Pennies.
Okay.
As opposed to the classic Danny Dimes losing
It's
value.
almost time to bring back Tommy Cutlets.
Tommy Cutlets,
Oh
baby.
my goodness. Coach Kraft was saying that, and I didn't know what that joke was at first.
Tommy DeVito.
And now,
Italian.
No, I got it. She explained it, but
Local North Jersey kid, lives at home. Mom makes him chicken cutlets. His agent is beyond stereotypical
God.
Italian, with the suit, fedora,
Three-piece
in
suit,
in the
yep.
stands. Yeah,
Got the flip phone.
kissing his dad on the cheek after a touchdown. Like it's
cookie cutter Italian.
I don't know if it's an act or a gimmick or if that's what it really is. But I mean, cash in now, get your money while you can.
Okay, so you kind of avoided the question. So why are you a Giants fan?
We grew up in North Jersey.
Okay.
Always watching football. My mom is a Jets fan. The Jets stink.
Okay.
Then, presently, all of the above. The Jets are awful, especially last Monday night. Never really followed. Professionally, didn't really follow any other sports until I got to college down in Pennsylvania, and then that's where the Phillies, Flyers, and Sixers came in, and just still always watched the Giants and followed the Giants. But I listen to Philadelphia sports radio every day.
Yeah, you do. So seems like you should be an Eagles fan.
I'm immersed in Eagles chat. And,
you're immersed. You love it. You listen to it. And I'm just going to cut you off here. It is ridiculous that you're not an Eagles fan. I really don't understand it. I don't really understand it.
Coach Kraft might not be happy with this next statement.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you say that. I'll let you say that one.
My disdain for the Eagles has gone from I'd rather have shards of glass stuck in my eye than cheer for the Eagles to at least I could semi-tolerate them. And I don't know if the
Get a little blushing over there.
The day that I gave up my first after I got married, my wife's from Pennsylvania, so I had a New Jersey cell phone. When we got on the same plan, this is before you could transfer numbers. So getting rid of my Jersey area code to get a Pennsylvania area code, that was like step one. Then the license plate, and eventually the license, and that was the last thing to go. And now it's been living in Pennsylvania for 23 years. Longer than living in New Jersey, and after listening to sports talk radio and following and just watching along with everything Philadelphia sports, we're getting to the turning point of maybe we're switching allegiances.
Get a little soft. There we go.
Turn a little bit.
There we go.
I know dark side, as they say.
I just know seeing Saquon just go through the end zone like he had a jetpack or something.
Coach
he couldn't even get out of the backfield with the Giants. Now the kid is look at just creating holes and doing what he does.
Coach Kraft's not going to be happy, and
well, she'll come along too. She's been texting me about Saquon. She's butthurt. It is what it is. Just come along.
I get a stern talking to later.
Yeah. So, breaking news on video podcast.
You were waiting to tell me that on the pod.
I needed it. I needed to. I spoke my truth once.
So if I so happenly got you an
no, come on, man, stop. I'm not a.
If I got you a Saquon jersey,
I'm not a Jersey guy.
Or maybe just a little Eagles shirt you can wear. You don't have to wear it in public. Wear it at home. Okay. You'd wear it?
No personal questions.
Plead the fifth.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk about the Eagles.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm just kind of going with the flow at this point.
Okay. So 2 years. Obviously, we're going through this year. What was your favorite game to cover? What was your most exciting game or match or meet from this past or your first year here?
One that definitely stands out. Field hockey playoff game against WNL last year. A 2-0 win where, if I remember correctly, the Hornets held them shotless for the entire second half. That game was like a statement game that I remember. I'm trying to think of what else. Both of your men's basketball games against Randolph-Macon, the second and third. I traveled with you down to Ashland.
Yeah.
For the first game, and
how was that one?
Those were
It was a little rough.
Fun.
A game was played.
Basketball happened.
Maybe.
And so then to second to last game in the regular season, and to see, not with the majority of starters not in, take them to overtime, and then in the playoffs leading for 95% of the game with a shot at the end of regulation to win, and then a shot at the end of overtime at the buzzer to tie, to force a second overtime. So obviously that was fun. Women's basketball against WNL.
That was
and
amazing.
anytime any victory over WNL
Yikes.
is fine. Gavin Horning's walk-off home run, or not walk-off because we were away, but
Superman.
top of the 13th or top of the 12th, whatever that was. That was wild times. I traveled with men's lacrosse down to Mary Washington, and that was nope. And by Mary Washington, I mean Marymount.
It's because you love.
There's a lot of Marys in the area.
Yeah, but he has a love for Fredericksburg now. We'll talk about that.
I do.
Yeah, yes.
Great Mexican place.
There it goes.
What's the name of it? I don't remember the name of it. I could just, if you're by Mary Washington, there's a Holiday Inn Express across the street from the campus in a little strip mall. Around the corner is a fantastic, authentic Mexican restaurant. We put it up against El Centro.
Oh man.
Ranchero.
Oh, now you're being disrespectful now to the wink.
Down in that Marymount game, back and forth. Each team trading goals, and then I believe tied at 8 late in the fourth, and a goal put us over the top to win 9-8. I was just excited. There's a tons of games. I mean, I would say men's soccer season in general last year was fun to cover and be a part of.
COY.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Again, your men's basketball, just seeing the rise of so many more teams.
Yeah.
Again, as I said before, winning is fun, and covering winning is a lot more fun than not winning.
Yeah. Yeah. So where does this your memory is impeccable. You can remember all these scores. I can't remember anything from us last year. Shot over, none of that. But you are really good with, where does the love for the numbers come? Obviously the diction is there, but where does the numbers come from?
It's the same thing with like songs and movie quotes. Like I could do.
Yeah, you can. You really can.
Could do like obscure movie quotes.
Mm-hmm.
You say a line, I could give you either a reference or that. When I find something that I enjoy, I was never a school guy, so wanting to. I once told a 5th or 6th grade teacher that school was fine, but it got in the way of the rest of my day. Just interrupted my daily life.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. What else do you have to do?
Exactly, nothing. But just interrupted my day. But when I,
good.
That the passion about movies or finding that it just sticks in my brain a lot easier. Say this all the time. I'm 5'8", never gonna go pro. I've missed my chance. I'm even, Coach Doyle's asking me to play on the faculty staff, faculty and staff for students red team basketball game, and we're going over the lineup, and I'm like, one of these things just doesn't fit because not gonna be a presence down.
Oh, you're always a presence.
Stop it.
You're gonna always be a presence. Whoa.
Trying to catch these hands.
We're evaluating the roster too as we speak, so might be some guest appearances.
I don't know how the brain works, but
Yeah.
mine is pretty focused.
Well,
on
you have to
sports.
be built a little different, you and Matt, to be able to do what you do and work the hours that you work. And I mean, you gotta love it. You just can't hate sports in that. Like, you'll just be miserable.
Yeah, we're on a bunch of Facebook groups that deal with like things that annoy SIDs or just like athletic communication problems. Like it's a help group and
It's a Facebook page.
group.
Group.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't know there was a difference.
I mean, a page on Facebook is just like
Sorry, a group.
we can
No,
have like
I didn't know. I'm not saying to be smart. I didn't know.
like if like Shenandoah men's basketball would have like a Facebook page,
Okay.
whereas like the group that they're in is just like a bunch of people kind of like all.
So you post and then
Yeah.
they answer, and because people are watching it all the time. So it's you ask a stat question like, is this big thing is like hit or error in baseball or softball or like an assist in soccer. And so you post the clip or like this situation came up. How would you handle it? But so we're in a couple of those groups, and to see the things that other SIDs complain about, it's just like, get out. I mean, what do you like?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We're definitely built different.
Definitely built different. So obviously this is the Red Podcast, or presented by Red. And Carrick has done an amazing job of, as you see, we finally have visual. Without our guy on the ones and twos back there, David, this obviously wouldn't be possible. But I think as I process all the time, like what's next for Red and how to get more people involved and how to just really build this so that our student athletes can have a safe space. I don't know how many schools you've worked at, but has there been something like Red or presence of DI from the student athlete side?
No,
None.
unfortunately, that's terrible to say. I've also was out of the game for about 5 years before I got back with Cabrini. So it's I went to college in the early 2000s.
Young man, you're a young man.
And then started working in athletics, in 2012, and 2012 to 2019, 2020, right around the pandemic. I unfortunately no. I don't think there was necessarily like as big as a presence or a need that was being met, or at least at the institutions that I was at. So coming to Shenandoah, this is all culturally, just regional. Like this is different from where I grew up and where I've lived a majority of my life, and it's like I love it down here, and it's athletics. Yes, it's sports, like it's stats, it's numbers, it's communicating information, but it's just all about people and the coaches and the student athletes and being able to be a part of this team and have a hand in a journey in the process that these student athletes and coaches are going through. Like that's the exciting part, and like the new phrase now is Shenandoah home, and like I feel more at home being at Shenandoah than I've ever felt at any other school that I've worked at.
Yeah, that's big time. And I feel like we talk about, obviously equity is in there, and that is so many times we don't think about how major of a role that is for our communications team to spread the wealth, right? To make sure everybody, and you do a great job of that, obviously, of just making sure everybody gets a little bit of visibility. So is that something that you are being intentional about?
Yeah,
giving our teams, a little.
I mean, definitely, and we've gotten not focus more, it's like
Sure,
like
sure.
Yeah, just like the gentle reminders of make sure we're highlighting everybody, and Carrick does a fantastic job, like with graphics and like in post game posts, where maybe in my mind, like I thought, that moment, like something happened. I was like, oh, that's gonna be what the graphic is, and then I look at it, I'm like, oh, nope, completely different, and and it still looks great, and like we're fine. So it's again the creative side of it. I leave Carrick, let Carrick not go wild, but we go wild. But
I have enough fun with it. I have fun within reason.
But he does. He's. What do you think about this? We're running ideas by each other, showing each other stuff, and it's just again makes my life a lot easier, so that we can focus on other areas.
And like you said, like I'm like always afraid, like something I do might be wrong. So like I always enjoy getting other people's opinions on the work that I do. Like I'll ask my friends, I'll ask the Matts, I'll ask Deshaun, I'll ask Ms. Donna, I'll ask like any of my work studies if they're around, just like opinions on the work that I do. Because like I have like, especially when I make these new program, and I think that's one of the things that I really enjoy, because that gives me the opportunity to highlight more players on a cover of a program. Whereas like last year, like for football, I only got to do 5 people or 6 people, however many home games we had last year. And now I do 4 for every single program. So like for some teams, like I think about volleyball, for example, like I might cycle through them once or twice. Like soccer, I might get through the entire roster. Obviously teams like football, I won't be able to. But just like ways like that I can just like show off everybody, like no matter what. And I try to build themes around it still, and kind of include as many different people as I can for each of them. But no, like Matt said, like it's just like I always run ideas past everybody and just try to have as much fun as I can without going too overboard or biting off more than I can chew.
I mean, well, it just so happens that this year's theme is intentionality.
Yep.
And you guys are the epitome of that. I do just have 2 more quick ones for you. One, how's Paul George going to do with the 76ers?
PG-13. Yeah, this is.
Give me a 10-second answer.
You're
going to go forever.
Put it in the books. Sixers. Play the fight song.
Pass the second round. Let's go.
Let's get past the second round. Let's get past the second round. It's championship bound.
With Paul George.
With Paul George
as your best player.
Tobias, thanks for coming. Hope you have fun in Detroit.
Okay. I'm gonna tag. Let's tag him in this video too. I hope he responds to you.
I hope he does. Yeah.
And then lastly, what would you give any advice to someone who wants to come up and be a part? Let me go back. Who's growing up and takes pride in reading these articles that you write, and
or just like wants to be in like the sports admin.
Or wants to be in the sports admin. Wants to be in comm. What kind of advice would you give to that person?
Just go for it. I got my start in, give the very brief. I started in college athletics because I just went on Wikipedia and Wikipedia'd every college within like a 40-mile radius of my house, and just cold called, emailed every AD looking for, just saying, I'm not looking for money, I'm just looking for experience and opportunities. I'll do whatever you want. I don't care what time. And so like that first year is like, oh, you need me to unlock the building at 4:30 to let an outside rental in to set up? Sure, we'll be there at 4. You need me to stay all day until midnight? There's no job is too small. You're especially as director, I should never feel that anything is beneath me or below me. I want my team and hopefully, I'm not looking for the credit, but like I want people to know that like, oh, they can count on me, that don't be afraid to tell me something because I'm the director. Like, okay, fine, like if we have to get our hands dirty, then we'll get our hands dirty, but just not to be afraid. Go for it. Just put yourself out there, and because of that, I've gotten some of the best experiences, which I say outside of getting married and having kids, that like I never would have dreamed of in my wildest dreams, of like where I would have been at March Madness, at the U.S. Open for golf, in locker rooms with Coach K and Duke, watching Florida Gulf Coast beat Georgetown,
Dunk City.
Yep.
under the basket. I can never imagine any of that. I mean, it's ruined buying tickets to go to sporting events because it's a lot more fun to sit courtside or to sit in the locker room or in the concourse of down beneath on the floor. So just try. You're not going to just go for it. That's all I could say.
Okay. All right. And give me your final stat line for your staff student game. Give me your stat line.
We're gonna go 0 for 0 from the floor.
Not taking a shot.
No. We'll manage. We're gonna go 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 fouls, 12 minutes of play.
I'll try not to call too many fouls on you.
I'm not shooting. Not a chance.
That was a PG playoff or
Tobias playoff.
Okay.
Don't you dare talk ill about Paul George.
All right, I'm done. I'm done. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
A lot of fun. Appreciate it. Beautiful day. Hopefully my sweat doesn't come through.
Nah. I'm sure it still looks great on the camera.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for.
All right, go head back to your limousine now.
Gotta call him out like that, dang.